Hey there, Eli again, coming at you from OSA Coventry here in front of one of our beautiful built-in 220 display tanks. This one houses our beautiful Mabu puffer, puff, and a whole bunch of other fish, and as much as this tank gets really big water changes once a week, it still does need routine maintenance once in a while in addition to that. So, as you guys know, us here at the OSA, we really prefer having sumped aquariums, whether we're doing saltwater or freshwater tanks. It really helps to boost the filtration. It's an easy way, even in a freshwater tank, to house a lot of beneficial bacteria, whether you keep lava rock or bioballs or something in the sump. And then filter socks are just a lot easier to work with than, say, it would be to crack open a canister filter. A little bit easier to just notice when they're clogged, swap them out pretty quickly without having to get yourself all wet and without having to risk getting the floors wet in your house. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about just changing the socks in your freshwater aquarium, as I know it's one of the least glorious things about keeping a freshwater tank, but with a sumped aquarium will keep your tank sparkling. So underneath this tank here, we have an Eco Reef 300, I believe. This is full of lava rock, which is holding a lot of our beneficial bacteria. And it's also got some MBBR, this plastic biowheel media that holds a lot of your beneficial bacteria as well. And one of the great things about running a sump, especially of this size on an aquarium that's as densely stocked as this, is that we have such a good colony of beneficial bacteria that we really don't run into issues with ammonia, nitrites, or even nitrates for that matter, and we can really push the limits of stocking density with this aquarium. The one thing you notice is that the socks on this side are starting to get a little bit stained from the outside. You can obviously tell that these are ready for a changing, and in all honesty, these socks usually need changed 2 to 3 times a week, and that is somewhat to be expected in your freshwater aquariums. The socks do tend to get a little bit dirtier a little bit quicker than they would in, say, a saltwater aquarium. So when changing these socks out, it's as simple as getting the bucket, pulling those socks out, and just let them drip over the sump for a moment, and then we like to turn them inside out into the bucket and on to the next one. Like I mentioned before, this tank usually does not go more than 3 to 4 days without getting the socks changed, as they do get pretty dirty pretty quickly with all the large fish in this aquarium. Now that those socks are removed, I can just swap them out with 2 clean new socks. And we are good to go. So what's nice about that is it only took me, 30 seconds flat to change those aquarium socks out. And that's a really good way to make sure that the fish waste is actually getting removed from the aquarium. Doesn't give it much of a chance to break down into nitrates and phosphates, and it keeps this water sparkling clean. So as long as we have a clean set of socks on hand, we can keep this aquarium looking really nice. As for cleaning these socks, you don't necessarily need to get your hands dirty to do so as well. Generally what we do is we just turn them inside out like I just showed you, and we send these out to be washed. You can throw them right in a machine washer as long as you're only using a little bit of bleach and no detergent. The detergent is not usually safe for the aquariums, but just using a cap full of bleach in a wash cycle with a bunch of socks is a great way to make sure that they come out brand new, white and clean like they were the day before. Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, the sump filtration is a great way to make sure that we can really push the limits of stocking density in these tanks and really easily keep this aquarium clean without having to get ourselves all wet and all dirty, just by changing those socks out a couple times a week and keeping on top of that so that we don't have to get a little dirtier in the meantime. As always, thank you guys for watching. Let us know in the comment section below if you have questions or suggestions for future videos, and keep it fishy.